A very good morning to you. I just been reading the weather report, what you always pop. I just love it so much that, and it's not just sort of. No, we are not just in the UK, but we're sort of international as well. So Rachel is saying that now sun is shining in South Yorkshire. Um, Jenny's saying, "Oh, your nails turned out good." Yes, I was up until 11 o'clock doing them yesterday, and I was down here for another hour for looking for my samples, which they must be in that safe place because I couldn't find them. But never mind, we make and do. I got something. I've been up this morning and doing it, so we will be good. I'm really good, thank you. I hope all of you are good this morning as well. Jackie's saying lovely and sunny in Wiltshire. Let's go. It's midnight here in Hawaii. Charlotte is saying, so good night to you, my lovely. Diane is saying the weather is crazy at the moment. It's crazy. It's quite warm outside. So I've just got one of my big thick jumpers on, and I took Christopher to school, and I came back and I had to change because I was just so hot. Jenny's saying it's sunny in Western-super-Mare. And Joe is saying sun is shining here in Plymouth right now. 10 minutes ago, we had a monsoon. We need more information about that, Joe. What sort of monsoon did you have? Good morning, Lourdes, Rachel, Lona. Lona is saying sun is sunny in York. Good morning, Chef, Joe, Camille, Christine, Sheen, Sean. Morning, Kitty. I just need to catch up as I'm about to go to bed after working nights. Oh, love, you have a good night, lovely. I hope you have a good sleep. Good morning, Pamela, Lucy, Jitty. Sue is saying that she's gonna watch later because she's going out for her last walk with a friend before lockdown. Have a lovely day, everybody. Morning, Sheila, Helen, Paula, Lorraine, Joe, Christine, Dee, and Charlotte. Good morning, Judy, Alison, Carol. There is so many of you lovelies here already. Angela, Francis, Sandra. Right, so today we're going to be turning loops once more again. We're doing headpin balls, and I love this one because you create such a lovely little pattern, and it doesn't matter if your loops are not perfect. In fact, if your loops are not perfect, it's even better because it looks like more natural. We're working with gemstone chips again. I love gemstone chips because I think they're so underused. I love all sort of natural materials, and you know that gemstones like the round ones or the faceted ones or certain shapes can be really, really pricey. But so for example, a price comparison, something which is maybe £3 a strand for gemstone chips, it could be £15 for like 8mm rounds. It's crazy, right? So gemstone chips is a really inexpensive way to work with gemstones themselves, and I love it because they have the natural feel about them. They're all sort of different shapes and all come together, and we're gonna make a really lovely charm bracelet today, but I'm going to turn you down and show you that just in a minute. So I put 6 different color kits on the website for you today. Let me just quickly zoom you over there and show you, and we're going to get started making because I really want to show you like each one of the colors, and so we really want to make a tiny bit of each one of the colors because we set this up. And we set this up with Sarah. I'm just going to the website. We set this up with Sarah. Oops, I'm right in the middle. Let's move myself just up there so you can see. When she was down last, which was end of September, start of October, I don't know, quite a few weeks ago, and we made little samples for it as well there and then, because what we usually do, we work at the Facebook Lives and then work through it to sort of make little samples and put everything together so everything is ready to go. Right, so on the website, it's either in the categories or we got this button now on the right hand side, and if you click on that, that's going to take you to the Facebook tutorials page. Now here you have everything going back. See that there is a samples because Molly had a photo of it, but never mind. So we're going back all the way to March. You can go back. So you got plenty and plenty of watch there. Now with all the changes, what we're doing this month, this is not going away. So this is gonna stay here for you. You can go back and rewatch anything you wanted to rewatch. The only thing is changing here, instead of adding 7 new topics, 7 new Facebook Lives a week to this category, we're only gonna be, well, it's not only, we're gonna be adding 4. So, but it's not changing, it's staying here. You can come back and view these videos anytime you want to. They are staying here, and when you go into them you can also see the products because they're staying there as well. Right, so we created some lovely bundles for you, and I have chosen we do findings in 6 different colors, so I have chosen 6 different gemstone chips with 6 different crystals, which I think they go together perfectly into a lovely little bundle, and Simon has given us a 20% off of them. So in the bundle you do get your headpin balls, a couple of bags of headpin balls. You do get your lobster clasp and your jump rings as well, but on the picture, because we wanted to make this as a really nice and big picture, we're showing the picture for you. So this is the fluorite one with a very lovely teal color crystals, and I will show you them in real life actually in a minute. So let's just go back and just run through. So we got fluorite, we got labradorite, we got light amethyst, we got mookaite, we got smoky quartz, and my personal favorite, tourmaline. You know I love tourmaline because it's got that really lovely pink colors in there that I just love. Right, let's go back, and I think we are going to go, let's come back here. We are going to go right down onto the mat, and I'm going to show you all the different color variations. Right, actually I'll probably move this out of the way, but I'm just going to turn the light up for you a little bit so you can see better. There we go, just brighten it up. This one and this one as well. I'm gonna go like a ghost in the corner here, but you can see the beads better, and you don't really want to see me, you want to see the beads. Lauren is saying that's what we can do on days with no live tutorials. We can rewatch all one, just no interaction. Yes, you could do, lovely. That's why they're there. We're not taking them away at all. They're gonna be staying there. One of the ladies sent an email last night and was asking about that one. And I just wanted to really make it clear that, because obviously we're launching the Bead Club, and thank you so much for signing up to the Bead Club. We have so many of you in there already. They are getting nearly full, so we are getting full, but there's so many of you lovelies are there. So I'm over the moon really, because I didn't really expect that we're gonna have, but it's been really positive, and I'm really looking forward to it, because we're gonna have an interaction between us. And when we were talking about it yesterday, and Sarah was talking during the live, so the videos what we create during the classes, that's the videos which is only for members. The videos what we do for Facebook Lives, that is for everybody else. I hope that makes sense. Not saying I made this last week, really enjoying. I use garnet. Yes, garnet. I love garnet too, but I love all of them. So I choose them. I'm just putting the jump ring on the side so you know what color I'm marrying it up then with. Now I choose a red crystal, a dark red crystal, to go with these malachite, because I think, like, you know, as Christmas is coming up, it will be a really nice color to work with. Let me just move this up just a tiny bit. I just love them. I just working with gemstone chips is always, or any sort of gemstones, they always feel like cooler to the touch, and I don't know, they just feel smoother than a glass bead itself. So let's have a look. Like, I'm just grab the tourmaline. I have to grab this really carefully because obviously I opened this strand, and I got loads on my mat already, and those are the crystals to go with it. So the tourmaline I put together the tourmaline with an amethyst color crystal.
Sorry, Angela's asked, can you remind her what days you aren't doing Facebook Lives?
So the Facebook Lives are going to be Sunday to Wednesday. So Sunday mornings is gonna be Sarah Millsop with you. Monday, Tuesday is gonna be me, and Wednesday you got the lovely Sarah Payne with you at the moment. That's what we can we can sort of manage 4 days between us. And Thursdays and Fridays are for our beat clubs, and hopefully we get Saturday off then, me and Sarah both, because to be honest, we haven't really had it. Sarah had obviously, and she had that lovely week off in September, but I haven't really had a day off since March, because if I'm not in front of the camera, I'm behind it doing the comments. So every single day, even if I wasn't doing the Facebook Live, we had to wait for the Facebook Live, and before we could have done anything with the children. So that's why we decided to have a bit better, I suppose, family and work-life balance, as well as I really want to be more interactive with some of the people, to have even more fun. Because I'm talking to you and I know you're commenting and we are interacting with each other, but it's nice when you can sort of talk to people. Right, so this is let's go back. Tourmaline and amethyst crystals. I love this one. So I am doing this one with the rose gold findings, and I started to make this one up, and I'm going to show you in a minute when we get to it. It's a really nice pattern, very organic. And what you can actually do with this one, which I'm only adding a couple more to the end, that you can extend it just with jump ring at the end, so one size would fit more than one person, and that's the really good thing about it. I mean, I got a chunky hand, so if I closed the end to the beginning now, that's probably the size how Sarah would wear it. That's her size. So if I just added jump rings now to extend it, then both of us could wear the same bracelet. I'll show you that in a minute. So I added the tourmaline with the rose gold. Now I love these ones, the small smoky quartz, because it's got that really nice, to be honest, it's not really a cool grey, it's more of a warm grey colors in there, sort of like an ash color, and I put it with the black crystals. I think this is going to be really nice. And to mix things up, I added with the champagne gold findings, and I think this is going to look really good, because the gray, like, you know, every color you can have like a cool version of it or a warm version of it, and this gray is more like a warm tone, so I can quite easily put it with let me just put this, because the findings are out there, with the champagne gold, and it's going to look really good. Right, moving on, we got malachite with red. Thinking about Christmas, and what I love about malachite as well, that when you get the string, it's a really multicolor string, so you could pick the colors that you want to use. So you could pick red ones, or you could pick more of the goldy yellowy ones, or the beigey ones out. I am so bad at doing randoms. I do go and pick my colors, and I do my bits and pieces, but there's a couple of tricks I can do to sort of force myself to pick at random. And this one is going to be the lovely gold finding. Then moving along, fluorite. Fluorite is another one of my favorite. Now, fluorite has got a little bit more of a cool color to it, because you got these lovely purples in there. You got like it's going into the teal and sort of aqua colors, and you have this. It's not really green. It's got a hint of green in there, but it's more sort of very light teal color in there. I love fluorite. Fluorite is one of my favorites as well, and I put it together with teal crystals, and it's gonna go with the silver findings. Now moving along, another one of my favorite amethyst. So you know me, purples and teals and blues and navy blues are my favorite. So this one is a lighter color amethyst. I really do love this one, with a darker purple crystal. So with the tourmaline, and I'm just going to bring this in, with the tourmaline we have added more of an amethyst color, and with the I'm saying amethyst color because that's what's the name of the crystal, but it's more like an aubergine color, I guess. And this one is more of a purple color going with the amethyst, but you can see the color difference between them. So a darker amethyst will be more of that color, and this one is the lighter amethyst, which is more of a true purple color. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. It makes sense to me. Right, and finally, last but not least, is another one of my favorite stones. So because I picked the stones, you got my favorites. And if Sarah would have picked the stones, she would have picked completely different ones. So this one is labradorite. Labradorite is another one of my favorite stones, and I choose them the grey, silver grey crystals to go with it. Now labradorite is grey again, but it has got a little bit of warm tone to it. When you see that it's got like a little bit more green color going in the beads, but it has got a cooler tone to it because it has got somewhere it's got this blue shimmer on it, and as you move it, that shimmer comes and goes. I just really love labradorite as well. Jordy's asking, "Hey Kitty, hopefully Simon finds out what's up with my order today." Yes, and yes, he will. He will be back in the office later on this afternoon, and he will sort out all the emails for you. How many bracelets can you make from the kit? Now, it's depending on obviously how big is your wrist. We did just add a pack of clasp in there, so there's 10 clasp in there, but I would say from the materials you get, you can make 4 bracelets. If you want to make more bracelets, because you can have plenty of chips there. So the chips are 80 centimeter long, so they're double long. So if you use more chips, and the crystals are 40 centimeters long, there's an option in the kit that you can add extra headpins and headpin balls and jump rings to your kit, and then it will make even more for you. So depending on you know how many pieces you want to do, you divide your materials up. But let's get started with the making. So which color shall we? I'm going to show you this one. Actually, let's just line them up, all of them here on the top, and we might, if we got time, we will just have a very quick go. If not all of them, but at least some of my favorite ones. I'm just going to put the finding on the top there, so I know what color is going. Just push it right to the top, so we got it there. And I'm going to show you the tourmaline first. So headpin balls are, get some out of my little box here. Headpin balls are really great. They are tiny bit thinner than normal headpins, and they have this lovely ball end on them. So because you have that lovely ball end of them, most of the headpins, they got like a flat finish. This one's got this tiny ball, and because it has this tiny ball, it gives you a decoration on the bottom of your beads already, so it just looks like a little bit smarter. And when you're making a charm bracelet like this, you just see a tiny little bauble on the bottom of your beads and chips, and just looks like, make it look like really, really nice. So the technique how to do this, I like to batch cut my headpin balls because they are tiny bit small. So I only need probably about half of them to be able to have the curls, because I only want a couple, 2.5 curls at most. You could do more, and then what you're going to be achieving if you do more of the curls, that you just fill up this gap between fill up your gap more and more in your bracelet. So I do batch cut them. So sometimes I even hold, well, let's start with one and then I show you how I speed that one up. So it doesn't really matter if you do 2 or 3 curls. So I usually just eyeball it and just sort of cut it in half. I put the ends in a pile because I can use that later for something else, so that I do save on materials, and just keep go on and just sort of cutting it just by eye, cutting it in half. Now to speed the process up, I usually hold 3, 4, 5, 6 headpins together, make sure they all flash and all together, and just cut right in the middle of them. So I'm cutting 3 at a time, and I'll do a little pile of this. Then I would go along, and I'm just going to bring some of these chips in and some of the crystals in. Then I would go along and add move these out, add my crystals to them, and my chips as well. And all I'm going to be doing, I'm just going to be holding this and I'm going to be turning it into a 90-degree angle, just like that. And because I turned it, you can see that crystal is not going to fall down at all. And I'll just pop that to the side. Just sort of put it in a tiny little pile, just like that. And I would do, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 beads at a time. Oh, Alison is saying, my fingers itch with passion when I watch you in action. It's a magnificent spring day in Cape Town and super impressed with myself that I can link in today. What a way to start the week and the month. Oh, bless you, lovely. Yes, we are going into the winter here, so our days are getting shorter and we are getting cooler, although today it looks like it's a really nice and warm autumn day. I might even go for a cheeky walk later on this afternoon, but I got so much to do that I'm not sure if I will be able to. So I do the same for the chips. And I do the same for the beads as well. Just sort of turn it 90 degree and just pop it down on my mat and leave there. Probably, let's do one more so we are even number of the crystals. And just pop this on there. Then I'll take my round nose pliers. There we go. And I am going to hold it right flush. I don't want to, so I want to make pretty much similar size loops, but I'm not too worried about it because the way the whole organic look, as we got loads of little charms on there, if it's a little bit bigger or if it's a little bit more smaller, it doesn't really matter because you're not really going to see it. It's not going to stand out because you got so many in there. So I just sort of eyeball this as well. You can mark your pliers to in a certain place that that's where I'm going to start every single time. But I just eyeball this as well. So you need to hold, I'm about a centimeter in, so less than a half an inch in. I'm just going to hold the end of my wire with my pliers, so there is nothing sticking out here, so I can move my hand up and down, and there's quite flash. It's inside there, and then I'm going to start curling it. So as you can see, we made this 90-degree V-bend, so I usually just hold on to my crystal and start to curl my wire down and go all the way around. Now once you got one times around, you're just going to keep curling. Just keep curling, curling, loads of little movements and curl it all the way down. Again, getting the next one and just curl it all the way down, just like that. So I can be quite quick with this if I get going. Show you again, just holding it at the top so there is nothing coming out, nothing poking out, and curl it all the way down. And because we made that, just hold this up, because we made that 90-degree bend, our curls are gonna be right sort of on top of our beads, which what we want. And I'll just show you what's the difference. So if you don't make your 90-degree bend, when I curl this down, so this is a straight pin, when I curl this down, you can see that they are going to be it's really hard for me to do because I automatically want to push it so it ends up in the middle. So if you don't curl the end, you're going to end up with more of a P or a B, or like a shepherd's crook, sort of the loop off to your side. I mean, of course you could go in and you could remedy that by pulling it to the other side, but what happens if you do that, that you're going to have this tiny little gap, which is probably about a couple of millimeters, which is again not a problem because you're not going to be see it, but you're going to have a little gap on the top. If I do it with the method that we are started with a 90-degree bend, you can see that little curl is just right on the top of it, right on the top of the bead, and there is no gap there at all. Right, let's just quickly do these ones as well. Dan is saying sunny in Swindon near Manchester. I think it's probably sunny, or is it like I'm looking at, and there's a big tree just across from us, looking at the window, and the wind is blowing it, so it could be a little bit windy out there. I haven't, I just jumped in the car and took Christopher to school, so I haven't really been out, I guess. I mean, this morning, and I don't know about your house, but in our house, I just think this is every single time, and it's just really ridiculous. So, Christopher, in half term or in any given holiday, he will get up like 6 o'clock in the morning, and he will either put his computer on, or he's not like, oh, I'll get up and I just be quiet. He's like, I'm awake. So, 6 o'clock in the morning, every holidays, every time he's up. So this morning, which is the first morning back to school, guess what time I had to wake him up at 20 to 8. Like, wakey, wakey, we need to go to school. It's like, no, I'm tired, I want to stay in bed. So every single morning when we could sleep in, we can't because he's waking us up, and every time um, he needs to go to school, and every single time he doesn't get up in the morning. Are you curling opposite way to bend? So I'm curling back down on my slab. So I bended it this way, and then I'm curling it back on myself. So just curling down on that heel all the way around, just like that. Because this wire is a little bit softer, there's one more thing actually what you can do, which I do sometimes if I have to be super quick about it, that I just pop the bead on there, I grab the end, and the same time, as I'm going to start curling, I'm pulling the end into 90 degree. And then keep curling down as I go along. So I can do it that way as well, but that comes with a little bit of practice because you're doing two motions at the same time. Janet is saying, good morning everyone, a bit late today, just had a lovely distant healing with crystals, blessed that, and now this good day. Oh, I love you. So we are working with gemstone chips today. Right, so putting your bracelet together, we're going to take some of our jump rings, and Sarah always advises you that you need to have a pile of open jump rings and a pile of closed jump rings, and it's so important because if you have got a pile of open jump rings, you don't have to put your bracelet down as you add to it. So I'm just going to open this up. I'm going to open it towards me or open it away from you, whichever way is more comfortable for you, and just pop it down onto your mat. I think if you're right-handed, or if you want to pick this up with your right hand, it's better to open it, twisting it away from you with your dominant hand, your right hand, but it doesn't really matter. You can work either way. So when you're opening a jump ring, as you can see, it's quite nice and shut. You're never twisting it apart because you're going to distort the shape. You always never want to pull it apart. You want to twist it apart. So I'm just going to twist one towards me and the other one away, just like that. And I'll pop it down on my mat. And I keep going until I have a nice little pile. Now, I like to put them in a little row, so I quite easily can go in and pick them up once I get started making the bracelet, just to taste that, so you become a little bit faster at it. But anything like this, or anything when I make with pins or jump rings, I always batch do it. So I would do one sort of movement over and over again, and then would do another one. Or like, what I love about this as well, the in my house, but because I got so many projects on the go, so if I know I only got like 5 minutes and I need to go out, or I got to 5 minutes coffee break, or you got 5 minutes anyway to make something. These loops, you can easily do this in 5 minutes, and even if you are at work and in your lunch break, you just pop your pliers in a little box, and you can always do maybe 20-30 of them, and then next day again do 20 or 30 of them, and you will get to the point when you have got quite a few, and then you can start adding them together. Dorothy's saying, finally stopped raining in Glasgow. The sun is out for a few minutes now. Join Thursday night beat club. Woohoo! Are you any of lovely ladies on that one? I think there's quite a few of you on Thursday. Diane is in Friday morning she's saying, Jenny's saying, and Thursday night. Carol's saying, Dorothy, looking forward to seeing you. A bit nervous about this, that you're gonna be absolutely fine. So those of you who are new here, we just launched a bead club this week because we've been doing these Facebook lives since March. But let me just show you this, and then as I'm adding the rest of them to it, I can talk you through. So I'll show you this how to add them through, and I will show you with another chip how to start it off. So I'm going to hold my bracelet up. I'm going to hold it up by the jump ring. So I got one crystal on one side and another crystal on the other side. And in fact, I'm going to hold it with this hand. So with my other hand, with my free hand, I'm not putting the plier down as well. Lauren is saying I'm Thursday. Ruth is saying I'm Thursday. Annie's saying I'm Thursday. Ginny's saying I'm Friday. And he's saying I will be able to join the beat club in December. Will I be able to join the beat club in December? If there is places left, Annie, of course you can. We have got limited places, so once it fills up, there will be no places until somebody leaves, I guess. Right, so because I opened that jump ring and it was sitting down on my mat, I'm quite easily, I can just pick it up with my pliers and hook it on the top of my bracelet. And from here, I'm gonna add, because I had the crystals on either side, so this side I'm gonna have to add jump ring. This side, no, I'm not adding a jump. I'm adding a. God, let me take a sip of my coffee. I'm adding gemstone chips on this one, and I'm just gonna hold it with this hand and add one onto the other side. And I'm going to do the same motion as I opened them, but this time I'm going to be closing them, so I'm pulling them together. And without putting this down, I'm just going to hold this with my left hand. I'm going to pick up the next jump ring with my right hand and loop it through. Now, to make it a little bit faster, before you loop the new jump ring through, pick up one of the crystals, because my crystals is the next, then you're going to loop it through. And then you can just add the crystal to the other side and you're closing your gap in. So you are gonna doing it even faster as well, because as you adding your jump ring, you are picking up one of your components. So on one jump ring, I'm gonna be adding the crystals, and on the other jump ring, I'm gonna be adding the gemstone chips and closing it back in. I'm just sort of looking at the size of it. Maybe I need one or two more, but I think that will be plenty enough for, oh, pick up the crystal, forgot to pick up the crystal. That will be plenty enough for me to go around. Just hook it on there, and then coming through, adding that crystal in, and just let's see, I'm gonna have to put it down. I think I will need 1, 2, 3, yeah, maybe 4 more, and that's it. So again, I'm gonna go back and find them. Just gonna finish this quickly. So I'm very quickly just gonna add the remaining ones. So again, I'm gonna hold it up, pick my jump ring, one of those up, add the other one onto the other side, and close it. Then picking up the next one. I'm doing crystals this time, and so on. So on one side, one jump ring I add crystal, on the other jump ring I add gemstone chips, but this is your design, so you could be adding a whole section of crystals and then a whole section of gemstone chips to your jump rings, and then you could come back and, you know, or each jump ring on one side you could add a gemstone chip, and on the other side you could add a crystal. Entirely up to you. This is your and I just did that. Entirely it's up to you what you would like to do. Right, then just close this in, and I think I'm gonna add one more, and that will be the right length for me, for my chunky wrists. And just pull this through. And on the side. Now I'm going to add another jump ring to the end.
Sheila has a question, so it's quite a long-winded one.
Yeah.
I've kind of forgotten it from here to there, but it is about the Bead Club and about the kits.
I'll go back in just one sec. I'm going to have a look. So I'm just adding the jump ring without adding any beads or any charms to it. And I think this is going to be, yes, just the right size for me as a bracelet. Now, before I add this on, what you can do is to extend it so people can wear it sort of longer or shorter. Is take that last jump ring and just keep adding jump rings there without adding any. I'm going to use this few up without adding any beads to any of the sides. So I'm just doing a chain of, you could do 2-on-2 chain or any of your chainmail chains. I'm just going to do sort of 1-on-1, just using this last few open ones up here. So then I can wear the bracelet even larger or even or tighter. I don't particularly like tight bracelets. I like to wear my bracelets loose. That's it. And I'm just gonna, I think that looks really, really nice. Dorothy's saying, yeah, beady pals. I think you're going to find quite a few beady pals. I'm just going to add this on very quickly. Just going to hook my lobster clasp in there. Sorry, I need to hold this to my chest as I'm hooking it on, and there we go. So I like to wear my bracelet loose like that, and often when I got charm bracelet, I go around all day and I just jingle my wrist, and I love the sound of it, what it makes. If I hold this up here, can you hear that? Can you hear how the beads are sort of just jingling together? So as you can see, I didn't add it to the tightest one, so I can still got 1 or more 2 jump rings to wear it even further in or further out as well. Right, I'm gonna pop this to the side. So I think we got time just to very quickly look at another color. Do let me know which color you want me to look at, and we just make a little sample up, and in the same time I'm making the sample up, I can talk you through any of your questions. So we got the light amethyst with the purple, we got the labradorite with the silver gray crystals, we got the lovely fluorite with the teal, we got the malachite with the red, and we also have, oh, it's a bit out of the shot. Let's pull it in because I do really love this color. The lovely smoky quartz with the black. So which one do you prefer? To make it easy, purple, gray, teal, red, black. Fluorite, please, Diane is saying. The red one, Angela is saying. Do you have findings like bells? If you have got some little bells on the website, then you could add a couple of those too as well, and then it would really jingle. And he's saying, without being rude, but I was not keen on November classes, so I thought I would wait until December. I hope you are not offended. No, I'm not offended at all, Annie. This is why I said that once we get going, I'm gonna be putting polls into the Facebook groups and asking what you want to do. But because we got so many launches going on at the moment, the USB is launching, the Bead Club is launching, 12 Days of Christmas, everything is launching. I just really had to put stuffs in there what we thought like we can do sort of quickly and get everything together for it. And a lot of people have been asking about the Hubble stitch for a long time, so that's why I thought that will be a great one to do at first. Right, so what color are we gonna go for? Teal again, red, red, purple, red. And there's a lot of people saying the red. Teal, red, 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 purple, all of them. Red. I think the malachite and the red is winning. So let's push the rest of them back. Gray or red or gray? I love them all. Red. So let's do this one. Let's see how this one turns out very quickly. So this one, I'm gonna be using the gold findings with it because I got those lovely gold and beige colors in the malachite itself. I love malachite, and we have made like gemstone trees with the malachite beads before, and because of those really rich colors in there, it just turned out really, really great. I'm just going to open the end and take some of the chips off. Now you got, I don't know, once we counted actually, how many chips you have on a strand, and I forgot now. I know, because you were at the warehouse and I said to Blake, like, how many chips is on there? And he said, oh, I don't know, 100. And I said, no, that looks like much more than 100. And we sat down and counted, and it was over 200 something, but I can't, obviously changes from chip to chip, but that you got a lot of chips on there, and get some of the crystals off as well. Janet is saying, oh yes, no hiding. So that's for the Zoom classes, I presume. Right, Molly, I'm going to have to help you to go back on the comments and let me know what were the questions. Betty's saying, oh, thanks, I need it today. I went into work this morning and they sent me straight back home. My temperature was too high and they said they had seen it. Healthier looking ghosts over the weekend. Oh, bless you. I know you were a little bit poorly, lovely. I hope you're on the mend and you get well soon. I'm gonna batch cut some of my, so some of the headpin balls are a little bit sort of out of shape, but that doesn't matter at all because you're gonna curl it. They're quite a nice soft material, so they're gonna be absolutely fine. I'm just gonna batch cut these. I'm just gonna cut them in about half and pop them in a pile. So I can see, I'm just going back on the comments. I can see that you were all discussing who is going on what night. So if you are new and you just joined us, we are starting a beat club this week. So I'm so excited. So we've been doing this Facebook Live since March the 23rd. I think that was the first one. And we've been enjoying every single minute of it, me and Sarah both. I think me and Sarah, we needed the interaction just as much as you needed the interaction under the lockdown, I guess, because it was sort of our interaction outside of the family, really. And you know, we had family and we had friends on Zoom and all that, but it was quite funny because the first few weeks everybody was making like a really big effort, and like, you know, my cousins would phone me every week, and my mum would phone me, and we had friends like, oh, Friday nights, let's do like a Zoom meeting together. And as the weeks went on, everything is sort of started to trail off, and then like people, I guess, just set into ways, or they got busy with things. And it's sort of the sort of the chatting with outside of the family with other people, it sort of just went down and then and then for me. So for me, these Facebook lives were absolutely perfect because, you know, they're such a lovely bunch of ladies and gentlemen you are, that always having with positive comments, and we were really, I suppose, we were there, and we not just there, we are there for each other. So I really enjoyed doing it. But in the same time, I'm streaming to you, I'm talking to you every single day, but I cannot hear you or cannot see your voice, cannot hear your voice or cannot see you. And I think that's a little bit more special interaction I think it will be really great. And I started to do a few things over Zoom as well myself. So first I was really afraid and I was like, oh my word, like, you know, they're gonna see me and like they're gonna, because at the moment I'm, you know, I can't see you. So I don't know how many of you watching. I don't know, like, you know, where are you watching from or what you're doing. I don't know, like, you know, you could be anywhere. You could be in your car, you could be in your living room, in your bedroom, in your kitchen, anywhere at all. But when you're in Zoom, obviously, people can see me as well as I can see them. And I was really worried that, oh my word, what's going to happen? Like, I'm quite a shy person. And more often, I was at work, so it would be like my shelf in the background with all the beads and bits of pieces and a little bit untidy, not too much, but it's not like a perfect setting, I guess. But then I realized the main camera in Zoom is always on the person who talks. So they didn't really see me. They seen me for like a minute or two when I asked the question, and that was it. And for the rest of the session, nobody saw me what I was doing, or if I was sitting up or slouching down, if I was smiling, not smiling. Nobody saw me whatsoever. So, and anyway, everybody's in the same boat. It doesn't really matter that you know, if you don't brush your hair or if you don't put your makeup on. I think what matters is that we are together and helping each other out. So I got a bit more confident with Zoom over the time, and I thought this would be great to do with the Be the Ladies as well, because we all could be sort of together, and especially if you're on your own. Just watching me, I suppose that's great as well, but if you can interact with other people, that would be even better. um, so we're going to open up the Zoom classes half an hour before they start, so you can go in and chat to other people.
You got a question from
Yeah.
Carol. So I've never used Zoom. Is there a function to enable people to talk one at a time?
So how it works in Zoom, so when you first go into Zoom, first of all, you have to download the app, and we're doing a video on this, how to download the app and how to install it on your computer or your laptop or phone or whatever device you want to use with the Zoom. You could use, you know, and any of them. You could try one. If you don't like it, come in another device, or come in on your computer. You do need to have a camera, and you need to have a way to, if you want to interact and if you want to show me something, how to, if you're stuck or you want, see, I'm trying to pick up random but I'm not picking up the reds at all. I'll keep going the beiges and the browns. So when I really want to de-randomize myself, I usually just put it in a pile, and as I'm like sort of, can you see what I'm doing? I just sort of pushing it together and making a single line of the chips, and no matter what I do, I'm going to follow this line. Even if I don't like the color where it is, I'm going to pick it up and go along, and that way I make myself to pick up random, because otherwise when I look at a pile of beads, I will be drawn to one color or the other, and we will keep picking that color out. So where was I? With the Zoom. So we will do a little video how to install it that will be going out to you shortly, the members who signed up. And as well, once you signed up, there will be a link we will email you, where if you click on that link, it will take you inside the Zoom class. Once you inside the Zoom class, so once you first come in, you have to press the precipitate button, and then you can see everybody and you can raise your hand. There is a button there where you can raise a hand virtually, so we can see that if you want to ask a question. You can unmute and mute yourself. The same way you can turn your camera on and off. So when you come first into Zoom, your camera and your sound is not going to be on, it's going to be off. So you have to start your camera, and you have to start your, and look, I'm not picking I'm going off on the. You have to start your camera and you have to start your sound as well. Um, so it's not automatically as you come on, everybody's gonna see you. So even when you do come in, you can have a look and have a feel to the things before you turn your own camera on or before you turn your own audio on. But we would like to we would like people to come in early because then they have the half an hour before the classes just to sort of hang out and chat to each other. And the more you're going to be together on your specific times on Thursday night or Friday morning, you're gonna get to know each other and get to invest each other out. So when we used to do the beat clubs in our warehouse, it was very locally, so it was only for the local ladies and gentlemen who could come and do any of the workshops. But online you could make friends with somebody from America or Australia or 10 minutes down the road. It's, you know, you could have anybody in there from around the world, and I think that's just so great because obviously I'm originally from Hungary, and I love meeting people from all around the world because like we all come up with we come up with different cultures, with different ideas, and it's just really great to be, I think, multicultural is the word. How will we know what is our out? Because I not have seen the Hi Judy. So you should have, if you signed up, you should have received an email saying that your payment was accepted. And to this afternoon, Simon is preparing the email to everybody where we're gonna send out the material list, and we're gonna send out the first couple of material lists. So it's for this week and next week, and we're going to send out the link for you for the Zoom class today so you can have a look. Obviously the Zoom room is not going to be open until Thursday night at 6:30 or Friday morning at 8:30, but you can check it out. So the link will be sent to you today later on. But going forward, what we would like to do is at the beginning of the month send you a big email with all the materials, what you're going to need for that month, so you can get everything in one go, so you don't have to pay for multiple postage or anything like that. And we're going to send you the emails on the day of your class with the link for that class. Now the link for the Zoom class will be also posted in the Facebook group. We're going to do special members only Facebook groups which are all set up, and they're ready to go. So when the email goes out today, the link will be on that as well. So make sure you join your Facebook group for your night, and then the link will be posted in there as well, and you can ask questions in there, you can post pictures, you can do all sorts of things. So that's for members. Interesting, you seem to thought of everything well. We've been thinking about I have to say, I have been thinking about this since July I think, because obviously when we came out of lockdown, we were like thinking, oh, are we gonna start the workshops again? Are we not gonna start the workshops at the warehouse? What we gonna do? And we're gonna do open days, or we're not gonna do open days, or are we gonna do appointment only, or what are we gonna do going forward? And me and Simon, we sort of both agreed, because we only have a small team, so there is 12 of us in the warehouse, that the risk for us throughout work, obviously, the guys who work with us, they do go out, or they have other family to see, or you know, they got their own life as well, but the risk for us is quite minimal. So we decided to sort of stay closed and not to do open days and not to do the workshops, to be sure that you know, I'm probably a bit more careful than I should be, but Simon is asthmatic and my son is asthmatic, so we are really just wanted to sort of stay away from everybody. And you know, as we realized that we won't be able to do it this year at all at the warehouse, I was thinking, I would like to do something though, because I really enjoyed it. That was my favorite part of the week when we had the workshops. That when all the ladies and we had Dan, the gentleman, came in, and we always had a really good laugh. So I really miss that personally. So I've been thinking, and I'm thinking, oh, what can we do and how we can do it? But and then I had like sort of a big list of things that I want to be able to do this and this and this and this, and then we started to look into all the stuff we need to buy for that, and how much is it going to cost as a company to just to sort of be able to run Zoom classes, to be able to do all these sort of different things. And then we decided to set up a separate website for the Beat Club. So it's beatclub.co.uk from Totally Beat. So it's really easy to for everybody to navigate and don't get lost on it. So yeah, and it took us a few months and put it together, and it's really only sort of come together at the end of September. And when me and Sarah was talking about it, it's like, yes, we need to do it. And we in sort of between the start and the end of September, we were talking about it constantly, and we say like, oh yeah, we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it. And when she was down, I said, well, we have to put a date on it, because if we don't put a date on it, we're gonna be like, oh yeah, we definitely do it, we do it next week. And when next week comes, we will say, oh well, we do it next week. So we put a date on it, and we said November, that's when we start. Right, so I'm just going to show you how to start. So you're going to do exactly the same thing what you did in the other bracelet, but first of all, you're going to pick up your lobster clasp on your very first jump ring. Now, if you don't want to, you don't have to add a crystal or anything to either side of this jump ring, but I quite like to start I quite like to have more of a fuller looking bracelet. So I'm going to add a crystal on either side, and that's it. And you're going to start adding all the crystals and the gemstone chips to your pattern as you go along. You could add a crystal, let's add a crystal and one crystal and one gemstone chip to each one of the.
We have a question from Jodie. But what's the difference between crystal and oh my god, that was a really bad word. Between crystals and glass beads? How to determine?
So what's the difference between crystals and the glass beads? Jodie is asking. To be honest, there is not really much. So for the naked eye, you probably couldn't really see if something is crystal or something is glass. So what's they both glass materials, but when we're talking about crystals, they have different components in there. So with crystals, you know, goes for crystal glasses or goes for crystal vases or anything like that as well. It's just got a different components in there. Usually it's higher in crystal vases and glasses, it's a higher lead content or something that obviously now the industry changed and they're making loads of things. They're using more sort of friendly materials, but it's usually they're adding something to it, and because they add something to the glass, it makes the structure of the glass sit nicer and neater. So if you think about it, that if you just throw a bunch of, I don't know, a bunch of cubes in a box in a vase, you throw a bunch of cubes in a vase, and then some of them gonna sit flat, some of them gonna sit on the side, some of them gonna sit like diagonal, and they all just sort of gonna sit in there. That's what glass is. And when you look at crystal, which is still glass as well, the structure will be changed because it's gonna be more like they're gonna sit nicely and properly. So it's gonna, if you look at the structure of crystal, it's more like a grid where everything is sitting nicely and neatly on top and next to each other all the way. So that's the difference between glass and crystal, and because they're using all sorts of different materials for it, that's why crystal is more expensive, because the producing it is more expensive. Angela is saying I'm doing Thursday evening. Oh, it's so exciting. You're saying like what evening you doing? I think this Thursday the really gonna have to, maybe we have to start just like we have to get the stitch done, and most of it is gonna be chatting, I think. I got a feeling. So I just done a little bit. See, because we put the red crystals on there, but because we have the malachite on there as well, it doesn't really look that red. It looks more like just the red is keep popping up there between the gold. I really do love it. I need a few more crystals, so I'm just gonna do a few more of the pins, but I put them just here so I can continue and do a little bit long lengths. But as you can see, it doesn't really take long to do them and batch make it. So do your little loops first and do your or your bends, or however you have, whatever is most comfortable for you, because people always ask, and I always say that I hold my pliers in a certain way, I do my loops a certain way, so I would always pull it towards me and roll it back down. So for me it's easier to do this motion, but I know for a fact that Sarah would do it completely differently. So some people like to pull it away from themselves and roll it back down, so roll it towards them. But it depends what motion you have in your hands or what is the most comfortable for you. It's personal preference. By the time you finish the bracelet, you are gonna end up with the most. You're gonna work out what works. It looks Christmassy, yes it does. It's you're gonna work out what's the most comfortable for you and what's the quickest way to do it. Are you adding 2 charms by jumping before you causing? Yes, I am. So you could add on this one. I added 2 crystals, and then on the next one I added 2 gemstone chips, and then 2 crystals and 2 gemstone chips. And how we started this one, we adding them at the same time. So one side we adding a crystal, and on the other side we adding a gemstone chip. So you can make your own pattern, but you could go and in the middle of the bracelet you could just have gemstone chips and a little bit of crystals on the side. Entirely, it's up to you. It's your design. You will have more gemstone chip in your kit than crystals you have, because I really can't remember, and maybe I should have asked Molly to sit down and count the strand. But there is like a lot of gemstone chips on a strand, depending on what type they are, because they can be like, if I show you, like, let's have a look at this malachite, what we're working with, and you can see that they are smaller chips, and if you look at the fluorite, they are a little bit fatter chips as well, but they're both perfect to work with, and this is what is great about them, that they still look unique. Angela's saying, I'm looking forward to being able to see the people we've been talking for months. Me too, Angela, as well. Me too. I'm really looking forward. I think, like, you know, everybody's nervous and everybody's saying, like, oh, like, you know, you're going to see, but don't forget, everybody is in the same boat. So everybody's exactly the same as you. Even I'm sort of nervous, but I think it's going to be great. I'm really, really looking forward to it. So if you can, or if you wish to, please join our bead club. We have still got some places left for Thursday and Friday. Not many though, but I don't know, because I haven't seen it last night. I didn't have time to go into the back end of the website today. So once it fills up, and then we're gonna be closing it for members until there's a space available. I think it's going to be really, really great fun. And to be honest, we looked around with Sarah and looked around and round and round. Obviously, this is a monthly subscription, so it's cost $23.99 a month for you to join. But we looked, that is for 4 Zoom classes. So we have looked around, and you would pay that much money just for 1 Zoom class in some places. So I think it is really good value for money, and what you get the community behind. you get to meet and be with people, which I think that is what we need the most at the moment. Just to sort of, even if you just like know that somebody else is in the same shoes as you are, then all of a sudden it makes you feel better. Right, so I'm just going to close this jump ring. Oh no, I've got a couple more I can add. Sandy's saying, I'm unable to do the classes live, so will I be able to watch it later? So is that because you're working on those times, lovely, or you're doing something different? Do let me know. So those are the times we have at the moment available. But if you do miss a class, this is for members only. So the Facebook Lives, let me just make it clear. The Facebook Lives, it's what you're watching now. It's not going to go away. It's just going to be Sunday to Wednesday. It's going to be same procedure we had before. It's going to go on our website and you can watch it back afterwards. The Zoom classes, which is what the Beat Club is going to be Thursday nights and Friday morning. And the recording of those classes are only available for members only. Because like if you think about it, we can't show a class to everybody like around the world. It's private. That's our little class. That was our little group. But as a group member, you can go into your Facebook group, which is only for members only, and re-watch the class. So I got about 2 inches there, and I think I really do love the color of it. So I might finish this for Christmas. Yeah, it looks quite Christmassy. Let's look at it on the other side. You don't want to see my watch. I think that's quite cute as well. But you can add more if you wanted. You could add more than 2 on either side. But I just really like I like to see the color of the findings as well. So that's it. That's how easy it is to make. Don't forget we've got 6 colors. So I matched the colors of the findings to gemstone chips and crystals on the website. If it was Sarah, she would have picked completely different colors. And I know she would have picked like gold quartz. She would have picked tiger eyes. She would have picked, what other colors she would have picked? I don't know. We have to ask her. She might possibly pick something with navy. Maybe you have to do like a little thing later on that what color I would pick and what color she would pick, because it would be totally different. Right, we got the amethyst with the lovely purple. We have the labradorite with the silver. I love labradorite as well. I guess I'm drawn to my favorite stones, and she would be drawn to her favorite stones as well. Fluorite with the lovely teal. I think that's a lovely combination as well. And sometimes you can, if I put a different color crystal, excuse me, let me just take a sip of my coffee. I actually got like a green strand of crystal here. So because you think fluorite is green and purple, but look at this. If I put the green next to it, can you see how the color of the fluorite changed as well? So you become more of a dull color, and this is what we do, I guess, for you. So we choose the colors for you, and I sit there and I really do play with them, and I look at them. So if you look at the same, let me just put it in the back of my hand. So look at that. So how the fluorite look, and I'm just going to change these crystals to this one. And can you see? I hope the camera picks it up. How much brighter is the fluorite become just because I put a different color next to it. So we're going to go back to the darker one. So that's the teal. If I just put a green next to it, it becomes more of a green tone. It becomes more of a, I don't know. I don't like that green with it. So if I put the teal next to it, it becomes more sparkling.
Jean has asked how many will be in a Zoom class.
So at the moment, we are starting with smaller numbers, what we really want to do, because we want to see that we want to sort of start everybody in nice and easy, and we will see what we're gonna get, if we can, you know, have any more, or it's for me and Sarah as well, because we need to teach the classes, so we can't have, I don't know, 200 people in the class, because that would be like, for us as well, like looking at all the different things and what we want to be able to give you, that if you do have a problem and you can say, look, hey, I got a problem with this, what I'm at this stage, how I'm showing it. Actually, let me turn you onto the big camera so I can show you what. So if you're there and you just hold it up and say, look, I've got a problem with this, I'm stuck here, can you help? And then I can help. But if you have 200 people in there, you can't do that for every single one of them. So we're gonna see how we go along. And at the moment, we're only gonna take a certain number, and then if we are comfortable with it and everybody's comfortable with it, then we can let more people in. But we just want to make sure, we really want to look after you as well, so you have you want to be taken care of with all your needs or problems or questions or anything at all. Purple would be lovely with it as well. What, you win the fluoride? Yes. So, well, yes, actually, now you're saying that, with the fluoride, you could, these two, the amethyst and the fluorite and the teal, you could mix and match these ones because they would go really nicely together as well. So like you could quite easily add that. Let's just take this out and this one and put the purple crystals as well with it, but it changes the color again. It's just slightly different with the purple. It just takes it to a totally different way as well, but it's just up to you. So you could do anything you like, I guess, but those are the colors that I liked and I picked with it, that I think it's gonna look nice. When I like put the kits together and design things, for me that's more of a purple fix if I have to wear it with some purple dress or purple clothes. And this one, although has got a hint of purple in it, but I wanted to take it more towards the tealy color so I can wear it with different color clothes. But you can wear it with purple as well because it's got pearls. What happened to the caption button? Sometimes have problems hearing it. I'm not sure. I think you have to turn that on your end. But I know that Facebook have had a really big update. Last week it was. They had a really big update, and basically what happened, me and everybody, Sarah, Molly, Sarah Payne, Simon, let me just get rid of these lights so I don't look like a ghost. Everybody lost access to our Facebook page, so you can see it fine, but we couldn't see it. We were flying blind, I guess, with it. But then, since then they fixed it. But so Jodie, I'm not sure. You might have to, if it's the 3 buttons, is it on this side? I think it's on this side at the top. If you press on it, you can turn it on and off. So they maybe changed the way how they do it. So it used to be it was on and you had to turn it off, but maybe now it's off and you have to turn it back on. I'm not sure. You have to have a look, have to see. But if it's a problem, I will look into it. I'll get Molly. Molly, can you look into it for the subtitles, lovely? Yeah.
I think it's called a cogwheel kind of thing.
Oh, so Molly's got a cogwheel kind of thing,
Yeah.
but she's looking on the computer. Yeah, she can click on that and she can get it that way. So on the phone, there's a 3 dots you need to click on. Right, that's it for me today. Gosh, it's 11:15. I've got so much to do today. Getting ready. I need to pack up all the lovely samples for tomorrow to take up to the TV. It's all go this week, and hopefully they were supposed to come and do my craft room, my office, my study, or I don't really know what to call it at this point, to plaster over the ceiling last week, and they're still not here. And then I said they might come tomorrow, but basically what happened, the guy was playing rugby and hurt his arm really badly, so I don't know. Hopefully that's going this week as well, and I really want to be back in my office before Christmas, but we see what happens as well. So it's go in my house in all sorts of ends, and doing. And Lucy's back on Zoom classes with her ballet and tap and modern, so she's gonna be dancing around in the house Thursday night. But yeah, Thursday night, so I'm gonna be on Zoom with you, and she's gonna be next door on Zoom doing her dance class as well. So we see how we're gonna get on. Right. Dorothy, I paid by credit card on the website and it will repeat unless you cancel. Yes, it is. So, yeah, for the sign up, so you can sign up today, and you know, I'm not telling you, like, I'm not trying to spend your money, but do sign up, because at the moment it's $23.99 and it will go up to $31.99. But we really wanted to give you, because I know you've been with us since March and you've been watching loads of our flies, the best price we can get. And that's we sort of counted that with Sarah, and counted and recounted what we can and can't do. And that is really the minimum price what we need to charge to be able to run these classes. So, but you can cancel anytime. So it's a monthly subscription. So if you pay for 1 month, that payment is going to be taken out of your account, and if you want to cancel it, you need to cancel it before the next month is up. But we don't judge people. We don't, like, you know, I know people's circumstances change and there can be so many different reasons why you need to cancel. So even if you signed up, you can cancel anytime. We don't sort of hold you into anything, like sometimes when you sign up for something and they say, well, it's an 18 months contract, but no, we don't. So it's a rolling monthly thing. You can cancel anytime you want. Right, so the website takes care of the system as well, so you don't have to go back and remake the payment. That's just sort of gonna do it automatically. Right, I hope you have a lovely day, everybody, and if you make any of these or any chips or anything like that, do pop a picture up, because I love seeing them. I love chips. I love working with chips, and they are so underused in jewelry. And I just see people make little elastic bracelets just with the chips on, but it's I think something like this is a bit more sophisticated, I guess. It looks a bit more of a make, looks more elegant. So do have a love. If you do make any of them, please do put a picture in the handmade group so we can all see it. I have downloaded Zoom. Will it go in that one, please? Yes, we're going to be in Zoom. So that's great if you have downloaded. We're going to be emailing the link to you. So it will say, if you click on this link, it will take you to the class. But don't forget, the class is not open until half an hour before we start. But this week, I'm going to be opening a little bit earlier just to make sure everybody can come in. And I'm not sure what I was even saying, like, we might put a phone number on there so we can sort you out. So if you can't get in for some reason, we can get you sorted out very quickly. Right, everybody, if you get any more question, you can always message us, you can always email us, and we are there for you so we can sort you out. I'm just going back through the questions very quickly. If I just want to make sure I answered every single one of them, but I can't see anything. I joined Thursday as I work Wednesday to Friday, Dorothy's saying. Caption button, yes. So yeah, so if you get any more questions, do message us, email us, and we just on the other end and can answer it for you. Have a lovely day, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow. Is there a charge in Zoom? Joy's saying no, there's no charge to you. So I have to pay Zoom to be able to host the classes, but there is no charge for you at all. You can use Zoom for completely free. So we pay the license, so you can use it for free, if that does make sense. So don't worry about that one at all. Right. Susan is saying Zoom is free to download. Joy's saying I message you. We'll have a look at your message. Lovely. Right. Have a lovely day. And question, can't log into Beat Club. Net is saying, so the Beat Club website, Net, is completely different from Totally Beats because we want to be able to add more features to it as we go along. So I would like to have a blog on it, and I would like to have like a members area on it, by like when we can have like all pictures and bits of pieces up. So for that reason, because once we sort of go along, we're going to be adding more and more and more to it, it made sense to set it up completely separate from Totally Beats, so you don't get lost on the website and you don't get, like, you know, and because the size of Totally Beads as well, we got over 10,000 products on there. It's like huge already, so we just wanted to set that up separately. So when you go on the Beat Club website, which is beatclub.co.uk, Molly, can you give us a link, honey, for Beat Club? And actually, you know what, I'm sort of let me just quickly bring it up for you, and I'll very quickly show you the B Club website. So when you go onto the website, when you go on there first, this is what you're gonna see. I'm just gonna turn you on there. So a lovely Leanne made this banner, and yeah, that's me and Sarah. You can see lovely Leanne made this banner for us out of spelled welcome out of beads. I think it's really cool. And then you go on there. So you need to make a new account because it's completely different. So that's you're gonna do at the top, and then you scroll down. We wanted to keep it very easy. You can either sign up for a Thursday evening or Friday morning, that's a monthly subscription, or you can sign up to the classes separately as well. So you don't have to do the whole cannot log in. Ultimately saying you have to go in, you have to go in at the top. Let me just move myself just a tiny bit here. So if I come to the top here, you can sign in or you can make a new account. So you need to register for a new account, and when you go in there and you put your email address, you put all your details in there, what you want to do, and create an account, and then you're good to go. So that then when you come back and you choose something, it's the same way as it would be. I'm just going to very quickly show you. So I'm going to go into Thursday evening, and it tells you all about the class. So what do you get? You get 4 times 2 hours classes each month. That's included in your memberships. The class is held in Zoom. Here is a link. If I click on it, it will take me to the Zoom website, and I can download the app or download the program for my PC to be able to run Zoom. You can connect with Beat Club founders, ongoing support from us as well in the community, which is on Facebook. Catch up on demand because we will be posting the classes, the recording of the classes into the group, so only members of the group can see that class. So they will be different from Thursday, and they're different from Friday, and it's only for members. And then you get down here, so you can either, again, you can choose your monthly or you can choose each class separately. If you go on the monthly one, you just need to add this to your basket. Only add it once, unless if you want to buy a membership for your friend or mom or dad or family member or daughter, add to your bag. This is gonna add it to your cart, and then you just proceed to check out. You just check out as normal. So if you've registered already, it's gonna come up with the details, and you just log into the account and check out basically. And the payment system is quite clever on the website. It will do your monthly subscription by itself. So I have registered, but now I can't log in. That probably you, like me, you just registered with a password and then you forgot the password you put in, because I do that all the time. I registered for something and then 2 days later I was like, what was the password I said? So in that case, just reset your password and see if that's working, and if not, then email into the info, and we'll try to get you sorted from this end, because I don't know, but Simon can see the technical details on the back end of the website. Maybe the charge was because more than one person, Kitty said they were paying for Zoom license. I don't know. I'm not sure. That you don't need to pay for Zoom at all. We paying for the Zoom, we paying for the license. So it's for you. It's completely free to use. So you just need to download the app or download the program, which just goes on the computer. And can I open it here? Let me just can I open Zoom? Right. Then just give me 1 second. So. Let's go on home. Yes, so I just pop this down. Let me just pop this window up and I'll show you. So when I open my Zoom on my computer, this is what I can see. So it's showing if I want to create a new meeting, join a meeting, schedule, share screen. Your one might be different, but you don't need to pay for any of these, and then you would go into the meeting. But because actually I'm not going to go in and show you because I haven't got the meeting set up. I'm not gonna open that one up, but there is loads of different things that, like, you know, you can do, but you don't need to pay for any of this. But I think somewhere they do have the option that you can upgrade, because why wouldn't they? They will put that on there that they want to upgrade if you want to upgrade. So but no, you don't have to pay anything at all for Zoom. It's saying login details not recognized, and now saying it's locked. Nat is saying we will have a look. No, Janet, the Zoom, when they say it's free for 45 minutes, that is when if you want to host a meeting. So in this case, I'm going to be the one who hosts the meeting, and I have to pay for the license. So I can have unlimited time, up to I think like 200 or 300 or how many hundreds of people watching me and interacting in the class itself, but you don't have to pay for anything because you are not hosting the event. I am hosting the event. Celia is saying, I use it for meetings. I have not paid anything, but I don't host meetings. Yes, that's it. So you are going to be in the meetings, but you are not going to be hosting the meeting. That's it. Right, I better go. I've got so much to do today. And I will see you tomorrow morning. And if you've got any more questions, email us and text us on Facebook. We are here to help. Have a lovely day, everybody.